Howdy howdy, this is categorization back again with an arena cutoff video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I'm going to cover a round 1 prediction for the Emma Frost and Luke Cage arenas. So the first thing I always like to do is compare these arenas, categorize these arenas to past arenas. When it comes to feature champs, really it's either a new champ or old. Emma Frost obviously is new to the arena, relatively new to the game as a playable character as well. Sure, there was some early crystal opportunities, but anyway, this is really her first kind of entry into the game as a playable character. So definitely falls into that new category. And then when it comes to Luke Cage, even though he's been buffed and definitely a better champ and still has some value, I think he'll kind of still fall in that low interest range for the 4-star basic arena because he's been in the game for quite a while. So anyway, now that I got him categorized, let's take a look at some past results for similar type arenas, starting first with that low 4-star basic arena. So you can see even like Nightcrawler, Agent Venom, someone even say Civil War, Black Panther, they still have value in the game, but they've been around for a while, so most folks have them, so they're not going to do a lot of grinding for these type of champs, and you can see what kind of range we're talking about. Sure, Abomination's in there as well, but I would argue he has a little less value. He still has some value. You could throw him into the Poison node for Alliance Ward, but to help with that diversity. But anyway, he's just not as valuable as some of these other champs. But long story short, these champs have been in the game forever, kind of like Luke Cage. A lot of people have them. You kind of see the range that we're talking about. And I think it's going to be right in that 1.9, 1.7 kind of range. Now we get into the new champs, and unfortunately there's just not a lot of historical data saved anymore on the 3-star new champs, even for the veterans bracket, so just occasionally I get some input from the community, but these are the latest, and they're a couple months old now, results for the 3-star feature champs, new champs, last being Iron Man Infinity War. But you can see they were right around that 1 million to 1.1. Based off of the latest information from the community, though, now that cutoff for new champs has moved up to like 1.2, 1.3 million. Now we jump into where we do have some latest and greatest numbers for the recent 4-star new champs, Heimdall, Korg, most recently Omega Red. You can see that there's been this steady increase ever since Ghost. We've steadily been climbing higher and higher to we're almost at 15 million now, just a little over 14 million for Omega Red. So the trend definitely continues to go up. There's a lot of hype with Emma. No reason to believe that trend will stop, plateau out here with her, or even start going down. I think it'll just continue to go up. Same thing could be said with the 5-star feature champ, and we've been getting more and more new all-time highs, and there's no reason to believe, especially since Omega Red went for 61 million last time and then 66 million in the second round in the middle of the week, that this number won't even go even higher now with Emma just because of the hype around her. But this is just looking at the past results. I always like to, for the first round anyway, get the input from either community, as it's really us who drive what these cutoffs are anyway. So when I asked everyone, 356 of you took the time to vote on the poll. Thank you very much. Like I said, this is like half of the equation going into how I figure out what my prediction is going to be. So I do really appreciate everybody's input. So out of the 356, you can see everybody agrees with me for the most part. This trend is not going to stop with Emma. 70%, that's a strong majority of people who voted out of the 356 believe it's going to be a 65 million plus kind of cutoff. And when I take a look across all of the comments that people posted for why they voted that way, we'll take a look at Idealist, by the way, another YouTuber in the MCOC community. So thank you very much, Idealist, for taking a few seconds and voting and providing your thoughts. His point is all of the speculation is driving up her price. He guess he's a part of it now. And I think, again, a lot of people recognize the hype across the community. Everybody really wants to get their hands on a really strong champ. A lot of people see her as a strong Alliance War defender, especially when she gets crystal mode on, diamond form, whatever it's called, that she's got a bunch of attributes that kick in at that point that make it even more difficult to fight from an Alliance War perspective. So yeah, and that's pretty much a consistent theme for everybody who was in that 70%. However, to give you just some some points of view from the other side, Luis Ledemesmo, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name there, but anyway, Luis has a really good point just to consider, just a little counterpoint. With the top alliances being banned, I see a cutoff of around not 70 million, but maybe 60 million. So Luis's point, now that there's been that that ban due to all the high-end alliance work, so high-end players, in-game players, who are the ones who are probably going to be driving up the 5-star feature arena anyway. Now that a number of those folks have been banned, it could have an impact on the arena. I think this is a good point, but at the end of the day, Now jumping into my predictions, I don't think it's going to impact it that much just because we're only dealing with 155 star Emmas to give away anyway. So I still think, as you can see here for my round 1 cutoff predictions, I think for the 5-star feature arena all the way on the left, I think we are going to look at a new first round all-time high right around 66 million. I was thinking 67, maybe even 68, so we'll have a true all-time high, beating that 66 million most recently from Omega Red in the second round. But maybe that point that Luis is bringing up will kind of counterpoint that. So I just went with the 66 million, an all-time first-round high for sure. And then the jumping to the 5-star feature arena, I think we're going to see 15 million for that. Again, that trend keeps on going up that we saw. Now jumping over to the Luke Cage arena, I think we're looking at a cutoff right around 1.8 million. And then lastly, with that 3-star feature arena, based off the most recent input from the community, I think we're looking right around 1.2 to 1.3. So we'll get right in the middle with that 1.25 cutoff. And again, I always try to land within 5 to 10%, so kind of keep that in mind. Keeping that in mind, I always like to also give a grind target just in case I underestimated a bit where these arenas are going to go. So if you really want Emma, you might need to go to 69. Hey, 69, dude. We can do our Bill and Ted's best impression, if you're familiar with that movie. 69, dude. This is maybe one of the few times we'll get to say that number. Who knows? Hopefully it is, because that number is pretty ridiculous for an arena cutoff. So hopefully this is Emma's the last time, but we'll see. In terms of a safe number for the 4-star feature, you want to get a 16 million. For Luke Cage, if you get a 2 million, you should have him bagged at that point. And then lastly, for that 3-star feature, I think 1.35, and that just seems quite high for a 3-star these days, given the current state of the game. But maybe for a progressive or newer player kind of thing, that's maybe a decent number. But I don't think you need to go to 1.4, but over 1.3, 1.35 million should pretty much guarantee you getting her. So anyway, these grind targets as well as predictions are for the veterans bracket, meaning you've been in the game at least for 61 days. When it comes to some of the newer accounts, whether you're in the beginners bracket 1 to 30 days, you're looking around 245 for the 3-star Emma. For the 4-star basic Luke Cage, you're looking at 1 million, and roughly the same for the 4-star Emma. Now when we get to the intermediate bracket, meaning your account's been open for 31 to 60 days, the 3-star feature Emma, you're getting closer to 500, 550. 4-star basic Luke, you're looking around 900,000, and lastly that 4-star feature champ, you're looking at 1.4, maybe 1.5, given the hype around Emma Frost. So anyway, but these numbers are really rough kind of estimates, ballpark numbers, because there's just not a lot of historical data to base these off of. So kind of keep that in mind, keep that, with these numbers are really just ballpark, maybe 10 to 20% versus that 5 to 10% kind of range. So if you really want to, my advice is grind as much as you can, especially at the beginning there, because you still have some milestone cutoffs to get through that really will help you progress your roster as you have a newer account. So anyway, these are my thoughts for round 1 for the Emma Frost and Luke Cage arenas. Would love to hear your thoughts. Sow it on down, or especially if you have any questions or if you have a difference of opinion on these numbers, sow it on down in the comment section and we can definitely discuss it there. If you like this video, we'd really appreciate if you click that thumbs up button. And if you like this and other videos I have on the channel, would really appreciate a subscribe. Thanks a lot for stopping by and have a great day.